Hello. It's Tanya Powell, of course. Grateful to be here. And let me just get this started over here. There we go. As I rub my hands together, it's an activation. It's a balancing of the masculine and feminine. And then when I rub them, I'm activating. So just if you're wondering why I do that, I'm excited to be here. Grateful to be here. And yeah, what a week. It has been quite, uh, I want to say activating, but it's more than that at this point. It's past an activation point. It is into a beautiful remembrance and a lifting of what weighed you down that you didn't even know that was weighing you down. Does that make sense? Not sure if that makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense. And remember to like the video, share it out if you're so called to. Appreciate it very much. It really helps with the algorithms, the game people must play. We're seeking souls that are ready to step into their true power. Hello, Cindy. How are you? To step into their power. It is time. It is beyond time. But what's holding you back? What are you afraid of? Where's the fear coming in? Is it still there? Authenticity and love, and remembering that love is not an emotion. Love is a state of being. It's this beautiful, profound way of operating in the world where it doesn't matter what's going on around you, the judgment's gone. You just observe it. You're a witness. And witnessing doesn't mean that you need to interact unless somebody is being harmed, of course. But if you're just a witness and you're observing things, interesting that's happening. What is that trying to show me right now? And questioning self and asking, going inward, right? That meditation, that active meditation outside, walking if you can't sit quiet and meditate. But now's the time to, well, long time ago could have been the time, but whenever you are called to it is the time for you to stand in the I am. Every single time I meditate, I see my own eye. And I can actually pull it closer, push it away. And it has to do with the I am, for we all are. We all are. I am is that connection with the divine self, with source, God, whatever you choose to call it. And remembering that you are. And once you get that I rectified, so to speak, and it's standing up, your pillar, you have several pillars, but that pillar in particular is your center pillar. And you balance the masculine and feminine. And you've managed to quiet the monkey mind. There's a profound balance that comes into play. Along with that is there's been an energetic shift. I can feel it. I witnessed it the other day, and some of you may saw the video I shared where, and it happened so quickly, I didn't even get to capture it on camera. This week, there was a sunset, and the cloud cover is really strong, except where the sun was setting, there was a band of light. And that sun was sitting in the perfect spot for it to light up the trees in a different way, so it was noticeable. And then I looked to the road, and there was a light on the road as well. So I just went and I stood in it, and I put my arms up, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." And I just watched the sun. And I do sun gaze. It's one of my pastimes, per se. It's one of those things I believe is very activating for our bodies and profound for us as souls having this human experience. It triggers a remembering. So the sun is like a portal, and information can come in. So as the sun rises, it's good to implement that which you took in over the evening. And then as it's setting, you're letting go of the day and getting ready to go into a quieter contemplative time, right? The sun's going down. You can't be as active ideally. So this is, and we've all been trained to be active all the time until we go to bed. But the point is, as that sun is setting. And so I'm standing there, and there's this huge sun, and it wasn't too bright to look at. And generally, after looking at the sun, I see yellow. And Norma and I were talking about this. She sees yellow. And she pointed it out first before I realized it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not yellow, it's green. So, did we move from our solar plexus up to our heart as a collective? There was a shift. And now this could just be a personal thing. This could just be for those of us that feel it or sense it. There's no right or wrong in this world. But the last few days, it feels as if a weight has been lifted that I did not know was there, that I feel more activated. And I've always feel activated, but even more so. I haven't had to nap the past couple days. I haven't napped. I'm 4 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet, and I've had a challenge with that, and I just always accept and allow because if my body is craving something, I'm gonna go, "Okay, it's fine." And I really feel the past few months over the summer, it was normally in the summer, I fast a lot and I eat very light. This summer was not the case. This summer was almost like as if all those meals that we adored growing up, that gave us comfort, that we experienced, it was as if those meals were culling. And some of that included some sugar, which is interesting because that's interesting. And we allowed, was like, you know what? If it is what it is, right? So when they're so instead of creating a duality within myself around it, I just embraced it. And so this is I'm just looking at the signs of things that have something's let go, something's different. And so I really feel as if energetically, and I'm not the only one, I talked with many people who are going through something similar, that it was almost as if enjoy it while you can, because soon you won't enjoy it. You won't crave it. You won't want it. So enjoy that meal. Enjoy that treat. We went through a gelato run this summer. No, some were very good, but definitely went through a gelato run. And I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. So I just observed it because as soon as I judge it, I'm creating a division within myself. So I had no idea what I was going to speak about. In fact, I lost 2 hours today. I don't even know where they went. I literally came in the door, put down groceries, had a few words with Norma, and went, oh my, it's 4 o'clock. Oh, when did that happen? So grateful I made it. So, has this been happening for you at all? Do you have this feeling? Are you remembering more dreams? Are you are you hearing more? Get this, the other day, we're sitting on a call, and I was like, "I smell like Egypt perfumes, right? The scents from Egypt." And I looked at Norma Jean, she's like, "Oh, welcome to the new gift. It's you," because I have quite a bit of Egypt in my lineage, so to speak, and quite profound that she smelt it too, so that I was confirmed at least, but nobody was near any perfumes, nothing was open, Jade wasn't doing anything, and I was like, "Oh, that was really interesting." And then even last night, lying in bed, there was an extra pressure in my ears. And it wasn't like a sinus thing, and it wasn't from ringing per se. It was something else. And I was like, okay, accept and allow some sort of upgrade. And especially given that I was smelling more things. So I'm just really curious to hear if there's something new for you coming on. Have you been doing some clearing? Are you doing some allowing? Yeah, and absolutely, some people will feel off. Absolutely. So find your balance. Where's your center? If you don't know where it is, close your eyes and start tapping on your heart. Because when you can operate from that beautiful heart space, life becomes much calmer, much easier to operate in. And so you may be experiencing a bit of chaos because part of this is some serious clearing going on, right? And so it depends on how much clearing you've done. But again, if you can just observe it and allow it and let these energies flow through you, a lot of people are getting like, why was I anxious all day the other day? Why was I fearful all day the other day? Don't judge it. It's something processing through your body. You're alchemizing. Just let it go. Breathe and let it go. Maybe a gentle walk or a bath, whatever your ritual is for alchemizing energies. For me, it's quite often making sure I go for a walk, but a bath does wonders. Um, a little meditation does wonders. And asking, is there something I need to know about this? Talk to yourself. Ask questions. For now is the time to really get to know you, who you truly are. What are your gifts? Why did you really come in at this time? Do you know? I know. I know why I came in. I definitely came in to be part of this shift. I definitely had a life of struggles and didn't fit in and never quite knew why until recently. It's like hidden in plain sight. What best actor and not acting at all because you didn't know. You just didn't know. So it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe to be so you had hidden yourself, so to speak. And what better way to hide than to not fit in, to not excel in the ways or in the game the way you were supposed to. Or maybe you were, challenged in life and only through great hardship can you overcome some things. You know, I always now I'm guided. I'm always guided. Show me, show me, please guide me, please let me know. Something else I shared today that I don't think is out through the platforms yet is, I was reminded today in speaking with someone about there was a time when I would be out in public and I would compliment people. And my daughter was between 8 and 10 at the time. Oh, mom, why do you talk to strangers? It's so embarrassing. I said, because it's an act of kindness. For when you share your light, you've got the energy to do it and you compliment somebody. Maybe it's their hair, maybe it's their coat, maybe it's their umbrella. In Vancouver, there's lots of umbrellas. And, a unique umbrella will stand out for you. Maybe it's shoes, just something to be kind. And Jay didn't get it until one day she got a compliment. And that kid lit up like a Christmas tree. And she's like, oh, I get it now. I get it. And I said, see? So it's not the big things. There's not some big, huge mission you got to go share. It's the little random acts of kindness. It's like passing your candle to light up somebody else's. And in turn, that makes yours a bit brighter too. You could even journal about this, create a book all about that. Um, just those random because by documenting it, you're imprinting it more. So you writing things out is spelling. You're creating spells, and that's a really good spell to create, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And over on Rumble, Fliss is saying, Fliss, I love it. Yes, feeling off balance the last few months while driving the car. It's been causing some anxiety and not wanting to drive much. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, absolutely. And that's okay. Let's take a few breaths in the nose and out through the nose. For your breath is like a Fibonacci. Comes in, goes down into the belly, and now fill your belly. When we breathe in the nose, the in breath goes on the inside of the nostrils, and the out breath goes on the outside of the nostrils. And then when you breathe that way and you breathe out longer than you breathe in, it will calm your vagus nerve. So, in sharing that you had that driving, I actually had to breathe today in the car as I was driving because it was raining really hard and the windshield wipers were going faster. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bad weather is like such an anxiety trigger for those driving, whether it's the weather and it's the rain. Think about it. Your windshield wipers have to go faster. Can't there be another way to clear your windshield? But you're it's in your peripheral and it's speeding things up and I could feel my heart rate and I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting." So even that small thing led me right to my breath. And I paused the top and the bottom. Calms your vagus nerve. So bliss, you may want to try that while you're driving. And I don't like driving at night and certainly not in the rain. So I'm definitely choosy about when I drive. And in our area, the traffic's quite bad in the morning and in the evening. So I try to drive between 10 and 2. And then, so that's when I'm normally home and I came in quite late today compared to normal. So it is what it is. And I got a bunch of stuff done. So we're good. We're clear. So beautiful to have you all here. Does anybody have any questions or something specific they would like to work on today. I'm just going to activate the energy, and you know me. I'm going to do a little bit of both as I use my frequency, my voice to share. You are being reminded of who you are, and you're being activated in some way. And it's up to each and every one of you to choose to do something different so that you may hold in that frequency and put more time into self. For self reflection is not selfish, self care is not selfish. We're led to believe it is, so that we're constantly busy about the distraction outside of us. And so take some time right now to just be present, for that is the gift and the only one that matters. When we think about the past, it can be very depressive, woulda, coulda, shouldas. And when we not future dream, but project into outcomes and play things out, um, we never know the how. So who are we to decide how something that's going on is going to play out? Because that'll cause anxiety. So, but we stay in the present moment through the breath, for breath is life. And this is the only moment that matters, this moment right here with you right now. It gets much, much easier to operate in this world. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And crossover on Rumble saying, late dinner, of course, no worries, never a problem. Rain is only an issue when I get to the situation of not being able to see ahead of me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no fun on that, right? There's no fun around that, so to speak. So then I choose to not drive during those times. So what has been um, holding you back? Where are your triggers right now? Do you have some triggers that we can work on? Yeah. Uh, Andrea, I keep seeing orbs flying around behind you. It's so cool. Yeah, you're not the only ones. Some get to see them. So that's a gift, right? Gift is seeing these things, and you're coming into new gifts. Everyone is, whether or not you're paying attention enough to catch them, which is why it's good to just going to ground everyone, come into the nervous system, bring you into calm. For in this state, it's the only one that matters. We're just going to clear a few things energetically out of you guys. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that right now. Worrying never fixed anything. Yeah, worrying about something never, ever, ever resolved it. Never. Absolutely. Mm. Yes, processors triggers, but they're politically related. I'm not following the show right now, for it is with outside of my control and my reality, and I'm not waiting for anyone to save me. So that's why when you hear me speak, I'm speaking about the energies, because that for me, I can feel it, I can sense it, and it's shifting things. And so when I feel those things, that's great. There's a lot going on in politics right now. I call it the show. Yeah, that's the show. Absolutely. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. Absolutely. So we're just bringing you into a homeostasis state if you choose that state of calm, that state of relaxation. It's much easier to hear your intuition if you can quiet your mind. And then quieting the mind, focus on the breath. When you focus on the breath, you give your mind something to do. You can also do sounds that your mind needs to count, like 21 ohms. For when you do the ohms, you are healing yourself. You're adjusting your frequency, your vibration. For the ohm starts, Om. It moves from your down in your belly up into the throat and the mouth. So you're shifting energy within you. And yes, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that's yoga. Do you know yoga means breath? That the Western yoga is not the yoga that it was meant to be. Yoga is being in harmony with the body, releasing tension, releasing stress points, moving energy, allowing, accepting and allowing. Yeah, breath is life. There's even for me, for part of this programming that I need to do hit workouts and heavy workouts, and I've done many, not every, many um, extreme sports because it made me feel alive. It was when I was so present in doing what I was doing, I couldn't think about anything else. Well, now I can do that without moving at all. So that's a far cry, you guys. If I can do that, anyone can do it. Think about it. My mind was so busy and racing so much, I could never, ever be calm. I couldn't even sit and, yeah, no. But I could if I was getting my body to do something like snowboarding, heliboarding, rock climbing, mountain biking, wakeboarding, all these things that take your full undivided attention to do, was a way that I was able to quiet the mind. Yeah. And now, it's in a much better space. Yeah. We've got some new people in. Just ground again. Can never be too grounded. Never be too grounded. Just have to imagine yourself to be like a tree wherever you are, and you're planted and rooted. And the wind can come and you might blow to the side a little bit, but it can't blow you over because you're too rooted. Think about how that seed goes in the ground to the darkness and has to do its biggest work to come out of that shell underneath in the dark because it's getting nutrients from the soil. And then the seed goes down and roots before it comes up out of the ground. This is why we suggest going inward, because for when something is in the dark and then brought to the light, that's where the magic happens. That's where the alchemy is. And the authenticity, the I am statements I have every day, and I'm doing 3 in the morning, 3 in the middle of the day, and 3 at night, or sorry, 3 in the morning, 6 in the middle of the day, and 9 at night. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. I see with my third eye. I attract versus chase. I choose authenticity and grace. Nature is my healer, and the divine is my dealer. So when I talk about I am healthy in this body, when you claim that I am, right? And you can just say I am. I am. I am. Sometimes there's no more that needs to be said than that if you are there. But by claiming I am healthy, I'm letting my body know, hey, we're healthy, we're good. Remember cells? Every little cell in my body. I sing that one every day too. And it's a kid's song, but you know what? It's such a good song. Yeah, maybe we'll hit that one after this. So I am healthy. I am wealthy. And wealthy doesn't mean money. Wealthy means abundance. Wealthy means you could say I'm abundant. This is the one that came through to me when I was in Mexico. And I am wealthy. So across the board, I have what I need always in all ways. I'm taken care of, right? I am wealthy with information that I need. So it's the I am. I am wise. I'm wise enough to know when I say nothing. I'm wise enough to observe. So it's almost those I'm wise enough to know to be quiet so I can hear properly. I see with my third eye. Now I do see visuals, and I'm claiming that because I've cleansed for a few years now metals, toxins, fluoride, all those things that frequencies, right? Doing the right frequencies. or removing frequencies or having orgonite to assist the body in healing itself. And third eye will also help to show you truth. Now, you may not visually see it, you will just know it. You might get goosebumps, truth bumps, or you might have an arm that fires up. You will be activated to know when something is true or not. And that is part of that all-knowing, right? So your third eye, your pineal is your activation through the crown of thorns to your higher self, so to speak, collective, God, whichever you choose to call it, to get your information so that you know it's true. Now, I do recommend if you are doing that to make sure that you are connecting, and we'll go back into this in a minute, connecting in the right way. So let's finish what I was speaking. So I see with my third eye. I attract versus chase. So I don't want to chase things. So my entire life I've chased outside of myself, running a business and bootstrapping it and making it happen. And I did, but also to my own health detriment, to my own intuition detriment, to my feminine side. I had adrenal fatigue, which forced me to slow down. And so I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise, I see with my third eye. I attract versus chase. I choose authenticity and grace. So I choose to be authentic. I choose to share my truth. Some people find me comments that come up on social media, something about egotistical. I'm like, sure, no problem. You believe you. But it's that I know my voice. I know my voice is important. I don't say I am the one, follow me. I'm saying you are the one. You do you. You would do what works for you. I share my story and my truth with authenticity and grace, because grace just means it's easy, it flows, it's genuine. But on authenticity is the highest vibration. And, I may have a belief at one point, it may change. It's that fluidity within the grace part that I find so profound that I don't doesn't mean I need to be brash. I'll be blunt because I can't be any other way. For when I hear my truth or I know my truth, it can come out of my mouth before my brain can even register it. And I don't apologize for that. So if either you resonate with the frequency or you don't resonate with the frequency, and that's okay. That's okay. So authenticity and grace. Nature is my healer. Spend a lot of time in nature, and I don't spend as much time as I used to, unless I'm away. But I still spend enough time observing and maybe just on my front lawn sometimes, sitting under my tree with crystals plugged into the bottom of the tree where my butt sits. So I connect in my own way. And nature's frequency is very healing. The trees use carbon dioxide and they give you oxygen. That color of green is very healing. The water is very cleansing. Nature offers all of the medicine you need to heal yourself if you're willing to learn how to use it, how to find it. I just am amazed every time I hear about something new as a healing modality, is a plant or an herb that came from nature or a flower. Wow, it's just it's profound. Everything in the medical field and pharmaceuticals has come from nature and then been modified synthetically. So why would you not just go to the source? Right? So for every chemical, there's something in nature that can do better because it won't unbalance you, so to speak, or mask the true cause of the issues in the health. So nature is my healer. Absolutely. She gives everything we need, the air we breathe, ideally the food we eat, the medicine we can take. Yeah. Think about it. Everything that raised you to be this body you are in commune with nature. Everything. So there's a diete that you can do when you're doing plant medicine. And the diete involves taking only like a certain type of plant. You can diete on rose, for example, or you can diete on cedar, for example. And you spend and sit and take time and, that has information. It's a frequency vibration. right? Everything has information and frequency to it. And so when you commune with it, you get some of that frequency and vibration and you get that information. I'm actually quite amazed when I'm out and about and I'm like, oh, there's yarrow. It's good for da 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 da. Or there's, oh, look at there's mullein. I'm always surprised because it grabs my eye now. And I observe very carefully what's going on in nature because we're the only ones out of balance with nature. All the other animals, except the ones we domesticate, are in balance with nature. So nature always nurtures. Nature is my healer, and the divine is my dealer. You can also say spirit, whatever you choose. It's that full connection, that vibration that you get to have within that has you connected, that deals. I surrender this to you. Hey, you know better than I do. So instead of worrying or trying to worry about a problem and make a date on Friday for all your worries, then when you get to Friday, write them all down, make a date, 2 p.m. on Friday. And then when Friday at 2 p.m. comes, look at your list and see how much that you were worrying about actually came to fruition. So it's seriously, it's a epidemic, this worry thing. Um, And so the other piece I want to talk about, so this is like balancing the chakras and what? Release. You can choose I accept. It's all up to you. You do not need to take any of this on, but there is nothing I can do to harm you. Activate. And so in balancing the chakras and because of my visual that I do with that, it's I can very easily for me to support you in that should you choose. When your chakras are balanced and your chakras all meet on your nerve centers, and so let's go back to the affirmations. Choose to do that 369. Do it for 21 days at least, but you may choose that you keep doing it. I sing it now outside all the time. I'm singing it constantly. And I will do one more round tonight of 9. And so both Norma and Jade are subconsciously being programmed at the same time, but it's a really good thing, right? So, anyways, it's pretty funny because I could hear Jade humming it one day, and I was like, "Yeah, it's working." Um, all right, so let's talk about this connection and being grounded. So, one wants to be so grounded in earth that you are like a tree and can be balanced. That would be your root chakra. And then as you go up the chakras, all your nerves meet there, and there is a center. And so there's a scientific purpose behind this. And then there's the energetic, right? They should be spinning clockwise energetically and in balance. So sometimes they can be off a little bit. Sometimes one can be too high or too low. And the idea is that as you run those, what you're helping them do is self regulate. Now, those ohms can also help with this. The vowels can also help with this. Your tone is a healing frequency for your body. It was made to go together. It was designed that way perfectly. You are perfect just as you are. Only if you have imbalance, right? You're learning now. Look how far you've come in the last month, 6 months, 6 years. Hello, Gary. I still go outside. I'm waterproof. Even in the rain, I get outside. Good to see you. Absolutely. And so as we create this connection, we expand our heart, which can expand the biggest, and that it takes up more, it has its own torus field. Heart is not a pump, it is a vortex. Your muscles, it's not pumping blood throughout your body. Your fascia and muscles are all working together to squeeze along the vessels and move things along, so to speak. But it's done so fluidly because you are plasma light. You are frequency. You are vibration. You are energy. And so, as you get this connection and expand the heart and speak your truth in a kind and loving way, so you're being graceful about it, find your tribe. You know, in our membership, we will hear anything. We hold space for anyone and meet them where they're at. but we invite you to do the work. And I'm not going to say it's easy and it's a flip of a switch, but small incremental steps every day add up to so much. And so you can activate your third eye, activate your crown. You have a crown of thorns. Dun, 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 dun. That is your crown of thorns. That was Jesus' crown of thorns. Whole story of the Bible is a metaphor. Everything is metaphors. All the Egyptian stuff is metaphors for an alchemy that goes on with the body. To remember who you truly are. And so below in the ground, you have an earth star chakra that is black. You have one above your head, your star chakra. And so as we crown of thorns go out and open the channel like a radio station to tune your frequency, your vibration, whatever you're sending out is what, you're getting back, so to speak. Can't say how long it takes. It depends on you and your knowing and belief in that it will happen versus waiting for it to happen, which puts you on a perpetual wheel of waiting. So just some tidbits there. But anybody wanting more guidance on how to tap into your guides, how to tap into your higher self, that is up to you, but I'm happy to give guidance on that should you choose. Take it for what it is and you can listen to this again. So, a couple things. One, we want to be sure about who we're communicating with, right? So for the highest good only, if this is for my highest good, I choose to connect with, and I have many, and it's coming in more and more all the time. Quite fascinating. And so you can confirm or you can send them away. No, thank you. I send you back where you came from. Yeah. Yeah. You don't need to be afraid, for when your frequency and your vibration is strong, you're going to know the truth, aren't you? You're going to know if it's good or not. So there's no fear in this. I don't fear. I do believe there's many people in the world that are not quite sure who they're communicating to, or they tell them who it is. And, oh, okay, because it's quite exciting to have that capacity, right? It's quite exciting to open that channel. But I can tell you right now, given the recent clearing, and Champ, do tell me if you've been feeling this clearing that's gone on energetically in the higher realms that will filter down here, that you are even freer now to connect. You can open up. You do not need to fear. For you will know whether or not it's safe. You will know here. Your body will tell you. Yeah. So I would happily do something on a Zoom with everyone if you want to do a connection exercise. No charge. I would just be happy to do that. So comment, connect, connect, and I will include you on, I'll create a Zoom. I don't know when yet, but it'll probably be on just before one of these times. So, or it might be on a weekend just because more people can connect on the weekends. What else would you guys like to talk about today? All right, Mary. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I will put a posting underneath in the comments, and I will go on Telegram and post it in the group as well. Yeah. We all deserve to know the truth for ourselves now, and stepping in and getting a little quieter. Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. No problem. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, we're doing it. Yeah, I really want to be able to help, assist, guide those that are ready to feel what I feel now, to feel this shift and this powerful change that is happening. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So many people have been looking outside of themselves for guidance and relying on other people to give them feedback, to tap into their guides. We're calling now for you to take responsibility and to learn for self how to do this work, how to tap in for yourself so you know for fact it's you, it's your higher self, because that empowerment that happens from that, unfucking stoppable. I have no fear. I had a sales call come in. I'm not afraid to share this. So when I was at Mind Valley, there's a fellow that does a speaking academy and just many other courses, right? And he's also Canadian. And so I hung out with him a bit when I was at Mind Valley and I was a master certified trainer. And they were doing these little one-off side, kind of like a breakout room out of the main conference. That was the conference I was at. And it was on entrepreneurship. And so I asked a question and he looked at me and he smiled and he said, "You can project." And then he went on about how we need more female speakers out there right now. And so I just laughed. And so that whole, and I never have fear. You guys know me. I've always spoken my truth. I've always been enabled, but that wasn't always me. It wasn't always that way because when you are doing something and you have um a job and you have a um something you're good at, like the Powell painting, that broke me into speaking publicly on social media because I would do lives all the time and explain what I was seeing, explain what I was doing. And then after going through and doing Mind Valley and hosting seminars, I was putting everyone in a circle at the seminar. Nobody wanted the content that they wanted me to teach on the slide. They already knew the content. There was a disconnect between Mind Valley and what the attendees wanted. So I took everyone and put them in a circle. And we sat there and we connected. We connected. Everybody has something important to say. Everybody has something important to share. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So hold on, I just gotta ban user and delete their comments. There we go. Everybody has something important to say, except when he's trying to sell stuff to my audience. So by putting everyone in a circle, guess what? We all connected energetically. And we could all see each other, except maybe the person right beside you is harder to see, right? But we could connect energetically in a different way. This is all about this connection because people were learning more about themselves. And so when I left Mind Valley, Adventures for Connection was born to getting people connected. And it hasn't stopped. I've been very busy with Powell painting, so it's been more of a side gig, right? Which is now coming to the forefront because it's time. People are ready. So, and I also, when I started doing healing work and energy work, I can do as much healing, but if you don't integrate it, it will dissipate. So my energy is showing your energy or your higher self, your vibration. What does it feel like to be in this body? And so I would do work on somebody, literally an hour, and they'd feel great for 3 or 4 days. And then they would come back. And I was like, I'm not perpetuating this. And I would say there's nobody I know that felt this way when I felt this way, but it's coming around now. And so as a front runner on on the energy level of like, well, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it differently. I don't care how anyone else is doing it. I'm doing it the way I choose to do it. And so in doing it in a new way, it means not everyone's ready for it yet. So we fine tune and we play, and I don't give up because I know in my being that this is what is needed is a guide to get you from where you are stuck to where you are to where you would like to go, but it's about you. It's not about me and what I can do for you. For my vibration is showing your vibration, your frequency. What does this feel like? And that's up to you to start implementing. You need to do the changes. So I'm not healing you. I'm teaching you how you can heal yourself. What did we talk about today? Talked about toning. We talked about affirmations. Talked about chakras. These are all tools to put in your toolbox that you can start to create your own ceremony with self to start operating differently in the world. Yeah, absolutely. Well put. Yeah, it's like gas in the tank. If you don't use it timely, it will dissipate. Yep. So yeah. That's a good way to put it. Actually, I just saw the whole image of that energetically. Beautiful. Yes, Andrea. And, but Andrea, it's not your fault. And I know Andrea well. It's part of the way you were raised and what influenced you and what made you think that you needed to look outside yourself. And hey, I did it. I did it. But at some point it's like, well, I need to do this with me, right? I need to do this for me. Yeah. Aw, thank you, Cross. Cross is saying over on Rumble, that's what resonates with us about you. You're genuine. Yeah, I can't be any other way. I just can't be any other way. And I'm starting to call people out when they're not. Right? So if I hear something going on in a conversation, I'm like, interesting take. That would be your belief about that. So I'm not rude. I do it with grace. And then I will give another perspective. Well, here's another perspective. What if you looked at it this way? So there's always perspectives. And think about it. We're all perspectives. Each one of us is as unique as our thumbprint. No two are alike. We're all such unique thumbprints and fingerprints, soul prints. Nobody else can share what you share. Nobody's had the upbringing you've had. Start with random acts of kindness. It will shift your vibration. Start with standing barefoot outside. Start with doing, some active meditation. Start with 1 minute a day of silent meditation. This is the challenge for you. I'm challenging you guys to learn, because once you can get the mind to realize, and we need the ego. The ego is important, but it's like a dog and it needs to be trained. Once you can get that mind, that egoic mind, and you can train it to be still and calm, you will be amazed at how much more info can come in. So I can teach you how to connect. But can you do the work to get to that level where you're actually a really good open channel? And I will help. I will bring you up there. We will do a guided meditation to bring you through and down. So again, if you haven't heard that, comment, connect, watch for the posting. We will do it on a weekend, not this weekend, probably the following weekend, Sunday morning. Right? And I will post sometimes there. So Sunday's always a day that everyone has off, and you'll be quiet on Sunday morning. It's your rest day, right? It's a day you take more for self. It's the day I like to stay home more, do some cleaning, connect. I'm observing this person on Facebook right now. Sending you love. So, what are you grateful for too? Your gratitude list is so strong. Yeah. And Mary's saying, enjoy your authentic way of presenting, calming. Yeah, we don't need more chaos. We don't need more cheerleading, like rah, 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 or more. I can't even watch. We were watching a movie and there was fighting in it, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I have a daughter. She likes to watch some movies. I'm like, no more, no more. I don't want to watch warring in movies because it just doesn't resonate anymore. Let's watch something funny that makes us laugh, that brings us joy, that is heartfelt. I'll cry, but I don't want to watch war. Thank you very much. And so we've um, been a little quiet in tapping inside. So yeah, yeah. Don't give them energy, Andrea. Just let them be for now. In your opinion, yeah, nothing online is a community. Common unity. Go to the etymology of the world of community. It's common unity. So you can create a community online, and then we connect in person around the world. So, but you get to know the vibration, the frequency of that collective when you connect and get to speak your truth and authenticity. So it actually is quite beautiful and profound. Yeah. Sending you love, Dennis. Love vibration wins over hate every time, or frustration. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, you guys, for the connections we share, that's right. And there isn't even who needs Wi-Fi for that one, right? There's so much going on when you are sleeping. There's so much energetically happening. You're going to start to remember what else is happening. Yeah. If you look at your, call it an oversoul, higher self, like an umbrella, and then every timeline is more like a frequency line, vibration, and you are in many for only like there's like almost like puppet strings, fortunately, what it is. Uh Energy lines that come down into this avatar. So you are so much bigger than you've been led to believe. This is but a fractal of who you are. It's a perspective of who you are. What you do with this perspective is up to you. But you are connecting to your other lines at night. You are going and doing other cosmic work, galactic work. Yeah. Now you look at Star Wars, now that I know what I know, I'm like, damn. That's closer to reality than what we're being shown. So it gives you a whole new perspective. And then once you get that perspective and you increase your vibration, it's like, whoa, so much more. Yeah. Yeah. Offless Bliss says, I'm grateful for the chance to slow down a bit the last few years. It gave me more time with self. Absolutely. Lots of gratitude for that. I have so much gratitude just for the connections made, for every step I've taken, for any channel I've left, any company I left, like Mind Valley. I'm so grateful for what I learned there. Nothing has to be forever. You're allowed to change. In fact, it's the one thing we can all count on. Yeah, it's the one thing we can count on. Absolutely. The one thing. So, therefore, why not be comfortable with change? Why not embrace change? Why not look at change like, oh, I may not like the way this feels right now, but I know quite often change requires a little chaos beforehand, right? And that's part of the process. So, gives you a new perspective. So now if one cannot react and wait and respond and be more calm, then isn't that beautiful? Right? Yeah. Embrace change. Even if even if I don't know why right now this is happening for me and it feels like it's happening to me, when you can shift that perspective, then you get to shift your energy. And when you shift your energy, the outcome is always better because you're not reacting. You're now going to wait and you're going to respond. Sometimes it's that hindsight, right? It might be quite a ways off that you get to actually know what's going on, but you will. Yeah. Super beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. This journey is all about growth. Yep. Everything's happening for you, not to you. But I can tell you, and I don't know why I'm being guided to say this, many people are going through a divorce, a separation, a breakup right now. It is always for your highest good. But remembering, and often you need this relationship to teach you something about yourself, right? Make sure you take this space, even if it's a separation, to do some self care, self work. For only you can work on yourself. Only you can choose to shift yourself. For if you go from relationship, maybe a month or two, back into another relationship, you haven't shifted the patterns, the programming within you. It will be the same outcome until you change. You will attract the same people until you change. You will keep getting the same lesson until you change. For that is part of this dimensions. What's going on? We take these and we are brought in, call it a school. I don't like the word school, but we choose to come in to evolve. We are infinite beings, ever evolving, ever expanding, ever growing. And when you become stagnant, that's when dis-ease sets in. So I didn't like school. I didn't like school at all. Now I'm thrilled to be learning something new. And a lot of it's confirmations now. I get these hits and I'm like, I gotta write more of this down. So here's another example of things that are coming in. So a few weeks ago, we were talking about where would we like to live. And Jade likes cooler climates and she likes snow. And I'm like, nope. I said, I can play in it for a season, but I don't want to be in it all the time. I said, besides, when's the last time you saw a lion playing in the snow? I have never said that in my entire life. What happened this week? It's snowing in Africa. I was like, huh, interesting. And I always have that response. Interesting that I'm observing this, or interesting that this is coming up. And dun da da, lions, Lyra. Not the only time. Now there's a bunch of us who are like, yeah, points of contact, people that I connect with to have conversations. Because we have a community online. We don't have a choice because we were all planted in different parts around the world from our soul family, frequency family, in order to activate from where we are, to glow out a little bit more. Yeah, glow out a little bit more and activate where we are. And we would all find each other. There's no wait. It's coming. It's coming in stronger now, too. So, political show aside, try and pull yourself out of it a little bit more. Can you look a little less? Can you spend a little more time in nature? Can you get off social media a little bit more? And yeah, I know we're on social media, but can you find some time, especially in the morning for you, where you carve out some space for you and your heart? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, freedom, liberty, love. Sending you a big hug. Yeah, having breakdowns for breakthroughs. Everyone is right now. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm, I think that's it for today. And there's going to be more coming online, more ideas, more thoughts, more sharing. You'll see little videos coming out more for me as that windshield wiper thing. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it that way. So again, when you're really in that observation mode, you see things. Oh, that's part of it. Oh, well, let's get rid of that. Let's flick that thought out of the way. Dun, 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 flick it away. You do not have to think the way you're thinking. Thoughts are not facts. It's just a thought. It might even be somebody else's thought that dropped into your frequency. Flick it away. Yeah, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. Move on. And do those affirmations. Give something positive that you do want instead. Absolutely. And for those that don't know, Charter Chronicles is Norma, who will be speaking more soon too. Yeah, absolutely. Sending you all so much love. Remembering that we do have membership happening. We've got the capacity now where we're meeting once a week and doing custom healings for the group that's in there. And so it's really specific, and we get to talk one-on-one, and that's 4 times a month. And then we have once a week, so 4 times a month, we connect in person on Zoom, and we have these connection, common unity conversations. Often there's a little teaching in there, and then there is a plethora of information constantly being upgraded. A little slow this past week, given what's going on, but being upgraded and sharing and showing what we've learned and how we've been learning it. So, absolutely. All right, sending you all so much love. I'm going to sign off for now, and stay tuned for the connecting with your guides. And you're so welcome, you guys. I'm just grateful you're here sharing the energy today. Sending you much love and blessings. Do it differently. Be you.